What's up guys, Tyrai521 back for another LEGO custom painted minifigure showcase, and today we have my custom painted LEGO Overlord Zombie. Now if you guys saw my top 10 movies of 2018 video that I did recently, you'll see that Overlord, the J.J. Abrams Bad Robot produced zombie horror-ish movie, was one of my favorite movies of the entire year. I put it number 7 on my list, I believe, because as I stated in the video, it was simply just the most badass movie of the year. It was a lot of fun. It was the most fun I had with just a strictly action movie in the theater all year. That includes Infinity War and any of the other superhero films that came out. It was just such a good time, and I wanted to make this guy because he was a really cool. I love the character design for him, or the creature design more likely would probably be a better term. He's essentially, his character has a name. I don't remember what it is. Nobody remembers what it is. He's like the main Nazi general character in the movie. He's kind of like the Christoph Waltz, Hans Landa in Inglourious Basterds type character for the film. And halfway through the movie, he kind of he takes the serum or whatever that they're using to turn these soldiers into zombies, and he essentially becomes one of these like creepy zombie humanoid creatures, and he's essentially like the main villain of the film after that. So I kind of made him in this zombie state because, like I said, I just thought it would be a really fun figure to do, a very unique figure to do. I haven't seen anybody do any Overlord customs. You know, I thought the movie would do fairly well in the LEGO community. I thought people would go see it, and I thought there would be a lot of customs coming out of it, but I haven't really seen any. So I can't wait to post this on Instagram and see if there's any other people that that enjoyed the movie like I did. So let's see, getting onto the figure here, he's kind of boring for the most part, with the exception until you get to his arms and his head. So just kind of start off with the more boring elements of him. He's essentially just wearing these high, these kind of like high pants or whatever. They kind of come up a little high. I can't think there's like a term for those, but I can't remember. It's these like soldier uniform type pants. You can see it's kind of got like just, you know, like the button and everything right there, and this long kind of like line coming down. And he's got black boots, of course, and just like a black divider line between his torso and his pants. You can see he's got some brown suspenders, and then you can see the buttons of his shirt kind of going up. It's just like a regular white button-up shirt with his sleeves rolled up. And then you can see, as I said, the suspenders. If I turn them around, you can see the back of the boots and the back of the suspenders. And there's the back of his torso. I like the way the blood came out on the back of the torso. I think it looks more faded, and it kind of achieves the look that I wanted, more so for the front on the back than it did on the front of the figure. I kind of wish I could have achieved that same look on the front, but I still like the blood on the front too. It just maybe doesn't look as organic as it does on this side. But yeah, there's the back of the suspenders. I kind of like the creases in the shirt too. I think they look pretty organic, and I like the look of those. If we come on to the front again, though, as you can see, just the blood's all decked out on him. He's got it even on his shoulders, on the tops of his arms, and I'm gonna kind of lean him forward again so you can see his face. His face I sculpted on, I did a very Harvey Dent approach, the way a lot of people make their Harvey Dent figures, and that is I sculpted all the wounds in his face rather than like cutting up an actual face and, you know, trying to maybe... I did sand down the face a little bit so that way the wounds wouldn't stick out as prominently as they would have otherwise. But they did still kind of extend on to, you know, to look more puffier than the actual face. That wasn't what I intended, but it still looks good nonetheless. And you can just see his red, bloody skin kind of showing. You see there's a little gap right there in his mouth, the little piece of flesh kind of hanging in between the two segments. You can see part of his bottom jawline and his teeth kind of coming through right there, right above my finger. Let's see. There's just kind of some black lines kind of going down his face, which are just kind of supposed to be like the veins that are protruding out of his skin. The face was from Prince of Persia, and it resembles the face that he makes in the scene perfectly. There's a very famous shot in the trailer, or at least it's the only shot of this guy you're really going to find online, where he has this really evil-looking smile when he first unveils himself to the main good guys in this zombified form. And that's kind of the look I try to go on for this figure. His hair was an official hairpiece that I sculpted, some tassels hanging down on. I don't really like the sculpt work there, that could have been better, but it's serviceable, it works just fine. It looks more accurate than the official hairpiece did. I also think, I also sanded on this, that little, the little sideburns right there, because I think that accidentally got sanded off when I was sanding off the front. tassels on the official hairpiece. I painted it in a different color, just looks more accurate to the film. And then his arms, as I said, are where it gets a little interesting. You can see he's got the sleeves rolled up and everything. But where it gets interesting is I painted all these black lines, all these black veins that he has, kind of like coming out of his skin, and kind of they just gives him this really cool, very like menacing look too. It looks almost like in a comic book when you've got these characters with their bulging biceps and their veins and everything. It gives him a really creepy look. So you can just see those veins, almost kind of like lightning going down his arm and a little bit onto his hand as well. Excuse me. And you can just see that continues on the back and even on this arm as well. If I can try to focus in on this one. So that just looks very cool. He's also got a brick arm syringe in his hand because that's how they deliver, or that's how they like administer this this poison thing that they're trying to, this poison thing that's turning these guys into these Nazi soldiers, is through this injection. It should be, the liquid should be red inside it, and it should be kind of more of a silverish color, but given that it's such a small piece and you're barely going to be able to see it anyway, and most of it's being covered up by his hand, I just figured I'd just leave it alone. I'm not even going to bother coloring it or painting it. I'm just going to leave it as is. Maybe if I can get a better like syringe piece that he can hold from a different part of it at some point, then I can maybe paint the tube part of it in a red color and then give him a new one. But for now, this works just fine. I wasn't even going to give him I wasn't even going to give him that accessory to begin with, but I just thought I had it lying around and it would look cool anyway, given that that's what he kept using as a weapon. He was trying to stab Wyatt Russell with it throughout a lot of the final fight scene. But yeah, just a really fun movie, guys. Fun figure to make. I had a blast working on his face and trying to get that done. A little bit of headaches came with making the hair. As I said, I'm not super fond of the hair. But overall, I think this figure has a really cool and unique look to it, especially with the face, and then with kind of like all, like I said, all the black veins on his arms. Just a fun, unique figure to make, and I really hope you guys enjoy it, and I really hope you checked out Overlord. I don't know when I'm going to upload this. I'm filming this like mid-January. By the time I eventually get around to uploading it, because I want to space out these uploads, it could very well be out on DVD, for all I know. I believe that it comes out some point in like February. So if it's past February and you're watching this video, check your local whatever store you buy Blu-rays at, because it should be out, and I highly recommend it because it is an absolutely kick-ass watch. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I will see you in the next one. Peace out.